there, Charles Moulton here with my 11 minutes of spirituality. I just had a performance of Bertolt Brecht and Kurt Weill's Mahagoni, and I thought it was a really good performance. We have 9 people sick in the theater, and there were 9 guests on stage, and every one of those guests were fabulous. And I think it was a really good performance. And here I'm sitting after the performance, and actually often when I've done a show, I'm in the mood for a beer or for some thoughts and thinking about life. And in this case, I want maybe a little bit of both, a beer and some thinking. And 11 Minutes of Spirituality, this is the series that I've started since about 6 months, with videos in Facebook and YouTube, to sort of think about life and think about spirit and think about the origin of everything. And that is actually the code word for today, universal faith, which is the theory of everything. And there's been several people that have delved into that area, the theory of everything. We have people like Neil Donald Walsh, the author and publisher of those books, Conversations with God, Michio Kaku, which is into that as well, and a lot of people, Eric Ho as well, with his YouTube videos, the theory of everything. And let's start at the very big end, at the macrocosmos. Because in my belief, with everything that I've read and with everything that I've seen, the Earth is not the only place in the universe. Scientists have actually come up with a number of all the different the billions of stars in the Milky Way. Just the Milky Way galaxy has about 1 billion stars, apparently, that, where there's planets around them. And statistically, you would have actually 55 million Earth-like planets in the Milky Way, where the conditions are, the same, which would sort of breed life. What does that mean? That there has to be incredibly much life in the universe. There just has to be, It would be a wonder if it weren't so. So there must be incredibly many different ways of expressing spiritual faith. And there must be civilizations in the universe that have come further than us, because we are at a point in our evolution as humans where we've discovered the essence of spiritual energy and how our spiritual energy actually is a link to God and is a link to the eternal creator and the eternal mind. And there, and if we, as a very messy, chaotic species, if we have come to that conclusion after these, 100,000 years of existence on this planet, if you have a species that have had much more forerun than us, let's say 1 million years of existence, they must have come to a much, much higher level of consciousness, hopefully. That means that there are so many different ways to express spiritual faith. And of course, if you just see a little part of existence, or just your own specialized way of looking at things, that is absolutely right. That is absolutely fine, without question. But there is a much, much bigger picture. There's also, of course, the X factor. There was a guy named Michael Kent, and he said that there's always the X factor. And if you tell someone what you're thinking is wrong, that person automatically starts to get defensive, because you can't tell anyone wrong because they're right from their point of view. Everyone is right according to their point of view. And the more you say, well, there's my side or there's something else that I think, that person will automatically become defensive. You know yourself. If you get someone to say, you got to believe what I believe, then you start saying, no, hold on. I believe what I believe. And the more you try to convince someone of your way, the more the other person will actually come and say, no, I have my beliefs. So the best way is to say, well, how did you come to that conclusion? Having said that, the search for the bigger picture, what I call universal faith, only boils down to one thing, and that's spiritual energy, because that's the beginning, that's the alpha and omega of everything. The emotional, spiritual energy that we have, which I've said before, Michio Kaku, the theoretical physicist, Japanese-American guy from the University of New York, where he, tries to find the electrons of that spiritual energy. That's our link to God. And that is, what's driven people to write about God, to sing songs about God, to love. Love is actually God, or, God is conscious love, because God is the creator, is the conscious, the wise consciousness, is conscious embodiment or spiritual energy of love. There's so many different ways to say it, to express him, and he has different expressions. Writing a song or a sonnet is as much an expression of divine love as anything, or as painting, or doing something good for people. Just the way Jesus lived, and what he did. So what I'm saying is there's the specialized picture of, one faith is fine. And many people need that expression. And for them, that's absolutely right, without question. I've come to the consensus of the bigger picture, of the universal faith. And that is energy. And as I said in the previous minutes here, there must be 1,000 different species in the universe that have come to another kind of expression in being unison with God, or the emotion, which is the sort of radar of your consciousness. Your feelings and emotions are like, dots on an echolode in a submarine, because they sort of send out vibes, and it sort of takes you where you want to go. And that maybe is something for everyone to think about, that your emotions and what you think is very important. And if you want to connect with God, don't do it with some energy on a cloud. It's in your emotions, And emotions are not just endorphins and hormones. Emotions are true and real, because you say, where's your identity? You don't say here. You say, who are you? You automatically, atheists or whatever, you say, well, I am that way. Why do you do that? Well, some religions say that the soul resides here. The Japanese, they say that it's onaka. It's here. It's in the stomach. And that's that's why we say gut. I take it from the gut. So that old proverb, beware of your feelings because they can become a thought. Beware of your thoughts because they become actions. Beware of your actions because they become your life. Beware of your life because it becomes your fate. So, if you really want to change something in your life, think positive and realize that you have to the eternity of your existence and to the entire cosmos and the universe and every single emotion that's ever been felt is inside you. Yeah. And your guardian angels, whether you believe in them or not, your guardian angels are with you all the time. And they speak to you through your emotions. And it's the universal faith. And what you call him, call God, call it, it really doesn't matter. Because it's eternity. And you've been here before. And you'll come back. And or you'll go to another level. And that was my little contribution to universal faith. See you around.